If William Shakespeare were alive today and writing a political eulogy to the Bush administration, it might have sounded something like this. Friends, Americans, countrymen, I come to bury the Bush administration, not to praise it. The evil done by a president lives during his term and lives long after he has left office. The good is often interred with his political moans. So let it be with President Bush and with Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld and Condi Rice. The noble Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi and Howard Dean, and untold other Democrats and unbiased pundits have told you that Bush and his administration were ambitious, that they were mendacious, that they were motivated by ill self-serving motives. If so, these are grievous faults, and grievously has Bush and his administration answered for them. Held as they are in low esteem by a majority of those who elected them. Here under leave of Michael the Moore, Rosie the Shrill, and numerous other show business geniuses, and the minions of George Soros and MoveOn.org and the rest. For George Soros is an honorable man. So are they all, honorable men and women. Come I to speak in Bush's political funeral. He is my friend, though I knew him not. He is a friend to every loyal, patriotic American. Faithful and just in his single-minded pursuit, unyielding pursuit of the enemies of the nation and people we all hold so dear. Careless of his own reputation in his devotion to America and her ideals. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff, but the Democrats say he is ambitious, and the Democrats are honorable men and women. He freed the Afghan people from the sadistic Taliban on the evidence that Saddam Hussein continued to pursue weapons of mass destruction. Ever aware of the potential consequences of erring on the side of restraint in such a case, Bush struck down the evil mass murderer and liberated the Iraqi people, especially the noble Kurds. Yet whose coffers did the oil wealth of Iraq fill? Not his own. Not the hated Halliburtons. Not even those of the U.S. Treasury, though the latter course might have paid and been more prudent, erasing as it would have the national debt. No, he permitted, nay, he insisted that the Iraqis keep their oil. Smelling defeat, the enemies of freedom flocked to Iraq, joining with Iraqi malcontents, fearful of their own loss of power, using weapons supplied by the Iranian nemesis and other dark forces. They murdered thousands of innocent Iraqi men and children. Men, women, and children. Yet the elite European intellectuals and their American quislings dare to blame President Bush for creating these terrorists, as if those who fight and die for the cause of freedom are themselves the cause of the enemy's wrath. Bush recognized that this enemy has many faces. The face of bin Laden and the Qaeda. Yet also the face of the Taliban, of Hezbollah, of Hamas, of Islamic Jihad, the face of Iranian mullahs, and yes, the face of the unlamented late Saddam Hussein. Yet the MoveOn.org queen bees and the Democrat drones buzz with a different story. They see not that a terror attack by one group of jihadists or Islamists, or however so named, is rightly and justly met by retaliation against that group or any other group of jihadists or Islamists, purveyors of mass terror and evil all, it being merely a tactical decision and not a moral one, choosing when and whom to attack. They see not the seamless quilt that is the Islamist enemy, from the religious fanatics to the secular Baathists, but nitpick for evidence of the connections, preoccupied as they are with the children's game of dots. They do so not out of malice, but of conviction. For Soros, Pelosi, and Reid are honorable patriots. Domestically, his tax cuts led to record economic expansion, with jobs of every kind in abundance, yet labor disdains him, and labor leaders are honorable men and women. He fought successfully to end the barbaric crime known as partial birth abortion, yet too many women abandoning their natural role as the guardians of young life itself, excoriate him for it. Honorable women all. In the aftermath of 9/11, he could have seized unprecedented personal power, yet he refused to do so, preferring to fight for freedom at home and abroad. Ambition? Sterner stuff indeed. Now, emerging from the Chicago political machine comes a new leader, promising change, as if all change is good. Bereft of personal ambition, wanting only to serve, yet lacking ideas of his own on any important issue, being a creature of the aforementioned queen bees and drones. Still, surely Barack Obama is an honorable man. A disciple of Saul Alinsky the Red, thoroughly vetted by the arrogant terrorists Professors William Ayres and Bernadine Dorn, as dishonorable a pair as has ever been hired by an American university, which could more honorably have hired O.J. Simpson as the football coach, but I digress. Sitting quietly for 20 years as his pastor, the dishonorable Reverend Wright spewed his anti-American, anti-Semitic bile as if competing in these matters with Farrakhan himself. Yes, two more dishonorable men. And buying his house at a bargain price with help from the convicted felon, Tony Rezko, still another dishonorable man. And though the list goes on, yet no one can doubt that Barack Obama is an honorable man. But returning to our dear, much maligned president, no action to prevent terror attacks passes constitutional muster. No interrogation technique evades being labeled as torture. Yet, should he fail to connect the dots, he would be sorely despised, as he is, even though no attack has succeeded in the 7 years since 9/11. Bill Maher says he is a moron, with degrees from Yale and Harvard. And sure, Bill Maher is an honorable man. Al Franken says he is incompetent, and worse. Of course, Al Franken, too, is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Maher and Franken spoke, not even to deflect their shrill cry for impeachment. Yes, Rosie's too. But here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once after 9/11, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him politically? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the political coffin there with Bush, and I must pause till it come back to me. Until then, with apologies to Mark Antony and William Shakespeare, must I mourn the Orwellian pit into which the once proud adjective honorable had fallen. Thank you. Okay.